We're a climate tech venture capital fund. That means we invest money from our investors into startups that work with climate technologies, and we define climate technologies as in technology that has the potential to avoid 100 megatons or more of yearly emissions by 2040. So this is quite a high hurdle. We want to invest in these startups because we believe these will be the most valuable companies of the upcoming climate transformation. And that's how we'll make a return for our investors.
Okay, so what do you think is the greatest potential in European climate tech?
So Europe is quite an interesting market in the sense that Europe globally, I think, is seen as a sustainability leading continent. We've invested a lot of money into research and development of climate technologies. We have massive competence with regards to our industry, etc. We have very interestingly, a whole generation of employees of companies that went really, really big, so became unicorns. We see 2,000 founders that actually have started at a company that went really big and now started a company themselves. A lot are moving to the climate space, and now they want to actually invest in climate, do something good. Now that they've benefited so much from the economy they want to give, and just this passion of entrepreneurs for climate tech, I think is. And then I could go into the whole technological stuff. I mean, we have amazing universities here. It's amazing to see how people are actually taking things that were developed for decades sometimes in the lab, and now the environment in Europe is right to actually, bring these to market. There's an actual interest. There's an actual financial stack that can support them now. So that's quite exciting.
Okay. Yeah. There's a lot of talk now about greenwashing. What is greenwashing to you, if you have any examples, and how do we tackle it?
I would define greenwashing as in making claims about being sustainable without being able to back them in a meaningful way, without them being substantial. There's, obviously big corporations that have been doing this and coined the term, I would say, when they say, okay, we donate like 0.0001% of our revenues into something green that might be just very, very little in the grand scheme of things and still makes them a fundamentally unsustainable company. But also in the venture capital ecosystem, we see it because there's a lot of venture capital firms that want to go into climate tech, and then they say, okay, we do here a sustainable investment, but they have actually never checked if that's really a green investment. I give you an example. We see a very high allocation in e-scooter companies, right? Yeah. We see them everywhere. I can just see some from here. Indeed. And these sharing models have been proven by multiple studies to actually worsen the impact on the planet than actually improving it. So they cause more emissions than if we would not use them. And the reason is that they're not actually displacing cars, but rather, walks, bike rides, etc. So it's an example where we see a big mismatch of where the emissions are and can be decarbonized and where the venture capital money is going. And this is something that we should try to kind of like move away from just for the sake of the planet. But also our thesis is fundamentally that climate performance and having a very decarbonizing product, that this will be a big value driver of our future economy. And to actually move away from it and to actually tackle greenwashing and identify the best performing, climate performing companies, we need to look at the evidence, we need to look at science, we need tools that investors can use, a common language to talk about impact, climate impact. And that's actually why we're here also to announce a partnership with Project Frame, where we're looking with other investors, how can we actually get us to a standard in terms of looking at emissions, measuring avoided emissions, projecting avoided emissions in the future, etc. And this is something where we need to hold each other accountable and where we need to create market dynamics, a race towards decarbonization, evidence-based race.
Okay. Well, Daniel Valenzuela, thank you very much for your time.
Thanks a lot for having me. It was a pleasure.